Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. The Bulgarian contender and IBF mandatory challenger Kubrat Pulev has confirmed on Facebook talks with Robert Helenius for a fight in March have broken down. In a statement translated from Bulgarian, it says, Robert Helenius refused to fight with Kubrat Pulev. That's the headline. It goes on to say, the winner of the World Boxing Association title and official contender for the world title of the International Boxing Federation, Kubrat Pulev, 26 wins, 13 knockouts, will not box with Robert Helenius, 28 wins, 17 knockouts. Finnish with a Swedish passport refused to get in the ring in Los Angeles on March 23rd for when the next meeting is scheduled. Despite the claims from the headquarters of Helenius not to have a rematch after the outcome of the fight, which were also respected, after a long consideration his headquarters diverted. Kubrat continues hard preparation and awaits the name of his new rival for the boxing gala of March 23rd at the Forum in Los Angeles. It's not a perfect translation, but you get the gist of it. Robert Helenius is not going to be fighting Kubrat Pulev. The WBC and WBO #1 rated fighter Dillion White has again taken a pot shot at Anthony Joshua's all but confirmed next opponent, Jarrell Miller. White recently walked away from negotiations with Joshua, believing he was being lowballed. He also didn't like the percentage Joshua would get in a rematch if one was to occur in the advent of a White win in the first fight. White's told Sky Sports, Miller is garbage. I can't believe they'd choose to fight Miller over fighting me, but I get it, it's a business move. Joshua needs to fight on DAZN in America, and Eddie's under pressure to deliver. Miller is the perfect opponent for America. He looks the part, he's undefeated, he can't punch. He's got a good work rate, you know he will talk the talk, he's a perfect opponent for them. I wouldn't waste my time going to the fight, I know what's going to happen already. 6-7 rounds minimum, and then Miller is going to get knocked down. Meanwhile, Joshua is set to record a career-high payday if he fights Miller in the United States on the DAZN streaming service in June. Multiple media outlets are reporting Joshua's purse would be in the region of £25 million, up from the £20 million he made recently for the Alexander Povetkin fight, which was his then highest purse. Most of the money, which converts to approximately $32 million US, would come from DAZN. Eddie Hearn says, I would say it's 80% likely that Joshua will fight Miller next. The money is not just coming from DAZN, it's Sky Sports box office, it's Madison Square Garden, it's international TV. Every marketing executive and PR specialist have always said, you have to fight in America and the timing just appears to be right. An announcement for that fight is expected soon. WBC champion Deontay Wilder says he does want to face Anthony Joshua. Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn recently tried to resume negotiation with Wilder and his team for a fight on April 13th at Wembley, but all approaches were ignored as Wilder and his team pursued a rematch with Tyson Fury. Wilder had even spoken of freezing Joshua out if his demands for 50-50 for an undisputed fight were not met. Wilder has told the Star Telegram, I am willing to fight him. This is not us, they know what we want. If we can't come to an agreement, there will be no fight. I'm moving on with my career. I can't wait around. The world knows I tried to fight Joshua. They are trying to milk the people in the United Kingdom. But after the next fight, I'm willing and I'm ready. I'm always ready. There will be one champion and there will be one face. He goes by the name of Deontay Wilder. I'm a knockout artist and that's why people come to watch a fight. They want to see knockouts. I know how to knock anyone out. Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn has told Boxing News if an undisputed fight ever does get made, he expects it to break the 1 million pay-per-view buy mark in the United States, saying AJ against Wilder last September might have done 300,000 or 400,000 buys in the States. Now it does over 1 million. Part of that is down to Wilder and we give him that respect. Now it's down to what we do over there to amplify that. I pray Fury doesn't commit to a rematch because he doesn't have to in the purse bid. If he does that, he's mad because it will kill the Joshua fight should he win. In that respect, it's better for us if Wilder wins the rematch, especially if Joshua fights Miller in America in June. That starts making the $50 million offer look like peanuts. The Rock Nation promoted fighter Damani Rock has advanced to 14-0 after stopping Stephen Lyons in 4 rounds in Philadelphia. Lyons had some minor success early in the fight, landing a couple of left hooks, but Rock adjusted and took over, with Lyons unable to land much of note from about the second round onward. Rock landed a nice body shot to Lyons' left side in the third round, and that almost prompted Lyons to take a knee, and he was halfway down before changing his mind. Rock didn't pounce on him, he did have the opportunity though. See on screen here is the final sequence in the fourth round. It was started off with a right hand, but also some body work again hurt Lyons. And Rock, he looked good in the fight for the most part, but going forward he will need to get his weight under control, coming in at 273 pounds for this fight. Meanwhile, on the same card was the recently signed top-rank fighter Sonny Canto, who was in a very strange fight for his first fight. His opponent, Jimmy Levins, rather embarrassingly unable to stay on his feet, falling to the canvas 5 times in the opening round. None were ruled knockdowns, none of them. Levins, he did come into the fight wearing a knee brace, and that was what the commentators attributed to his falling on the canvas. But right from the outset, when Levins was struck with a jab in the opening seconds, he looked a bit buzzed, and it appeared like the fight was only ever going to go one way. Perhaps a little disappointingly for Canto, he was denied the opportunity to perform in the way that he probably wanted to, given Levins was down so often for seemingly no reason, but he advances to 1-0. The next opponent for David Price has been named as unbeaten 14-0 prospect Cash Ali. The pair will square off on a matchroom card in Liverpool on March 30th. It shapes as an interesting matchup given Ali is a decent puncher and David Price has been knocked out multiple times. Although it must be said Cash Ali's level of opposition to date has been limited, and this would represent the biggest step up of his career to date. David Price has told Sky Sports Cash Ali has stepped up to put his undefeated record on the line, so obviously he fancies his chances. We know each other quite well, but I'm looking to get rid of him in style to show everyone that I mean business. It'll be great to get another win in front of my home crowd next month. We've sparred a lot of round at Dave Caldwell's gym, so I know what he's all about. He's young and hungry, and he's a dangerous fighter. This is the kind of opponent that I needed, someone to get me up for a fight. He'll be coming for my scalp, but I've got big plans for 2019, and he won't be getting in the way of them. The heavyweight landscape is changing, and you need to be ready to take your chances. There's a lot of big names in the division who all need dance partners, and there's no reason why I can't throw my name back in the mix with a couple more wins. The prospect come fringe contender Junior Farr says he and fellow New Zealander Helenius are ready to take on America. The 16-0 Farr will take on 16-2 Newfoundland from France on March 2nd in Columbus, Ohio. Helenius, who also now trains with Farr in the same Auckland gym, City Kickboxing, will feature on the same card. On his opponent, who went to the 2008 Olympics, Farr says he has an amateur pedigree. But I don't feel too much pressure because I know that I'm 10 times better than I was before. Farr experienced health issues in 2018, which have been overcome with a change in diet and minor surgery. His promoter Lou DiBella told News Hub he's got faith in Farr that he'll bounce back after good sparring with WBC champion Deontay Wilder in November. He looked great. The champ was very complimentary about what he thought Junior's potential was. The 12-0 Helenius, who recently resumed his career following management issues, says everything has happened so quick. I've got some things to catch back up on. It's overwhelming just thinking about going over there. The Swedish fringe contender Otto Wallin has conveyed on social media his desire to get back in the ring soon. The unbeaten 28-year-old last fought in April 2018 against domestic rival Adrian Granat. He was due to be in the ring against EBU champ Ajit Kabiel early this year, but it was postponed after his trainer was attacked in New York recently. Wallin stated on Instagram, "I want to get back in the ring. It's been too long, but everything happens for a reason, and there's great things coming our way. Stay tuned." And rounding out this bulletin with the result from the Battle of the Rugby League players, with current NRL forward Paul Gallen knocking out former player and former Australian heavyweight champion John Hopewati in the second round of their fight in Australia. Hopewati says, "I got caught by a good punch and I can't hide from that. I went to sleep and fell over." Gallen, meanwhile, says, "I didn't think it would finish so early. He's a tough guy when we've sparred before. I could feel Hopper's power, but I just kept jabbing him to his body and I knew that was slowing him down. When I knew I had him half gone, I looked at the ref to stop it. The last couple of weeks have gotten personal, but I'm happy to shake hands with him and make up. I feel like I'm getting better, but I'm looking forward to getting back into footy. Gallen had vowed to quit boxing if he lost to the 45-year-old Watty, but given this result we can expect to see him again at some point, working his fights in around his rugby league career. He is now 9-0. That's it from me. Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.